6:23 is your time. Thanks for joining us this lovely Thursday as we get close to winding down the week. But it's a big weekend in Barbados. Don't forget, our Crop Over Gala officially opens everything. So King George V Memorial Park is the place for you to head this weekend. But this morning, we're right here in studio, and we want to tell you a bit about Bajan proverbs and Christian inspiration in an innovative form. So we have two creative minds here, young creative minds at that. We have Ms. Laura Skeete, a graphic designer, and Ravi Shankar, creative director with
Facts Barbados.
Facts Barbados.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, great to have you both with us.
Thank you.
All right, so let me give you the opportunity, ladies first. So, Ms. Skeete, you tell me a little bit about this partnership.
Well, I do graphic design, and Ravi came to me with the idea of creating a Bible word search book. Now, when he came to me, the idea was, I was really excited to get started. I wanted to create something that would appeal to all ages, you know, young and old, that is fun. And, you know, usually when you see a Bible word search book, it's a bit beige. And I wanted it to speak to you and encourage you and
To pick it up.
yeah, you should be able to walk in a room and go like, what's that?
Yes.
Yeah. And if one was in a household, say from grand to great-grand should be interested, and that's just what I created. Yeah.
Excellent. I had a look through and I thought, hey, I have to get one of these for my mom, and I'm sure when she gets one, somebody else will want one, and so on. But this is good. So, Ravi, let's talk about your contribution as creative director.
Yes, ma'am. Well, Facts Barbados, we've been around for the last year and a half. We first started with the playing cards with the Bajan Facts and the Bajan Proverbs. And then we did a book last year for the 50th anniversary. It was a word search book about Barbados, and it had more Bajan Proverbs, Bajan dialect.
The Big Little Fun Facts book.
The Big Little Fun Facts book. And then from there, that's when I got in contact with Laura. And I said, you know what, I want to do something pertaining to the Bible.
Yes.
And she was excited. We sat, we collaborated, and from there, it just tailed along for the ride, and it was exciting.
Right. Well, we just showed the deck of cards. Tell us a little bit about the Facts Barbados cards.
Well, the Facts Barbados cards, when I first wanted to start my business, I wanted to do something that was Barbadian related. But I wanted to make an impact using a time-tested tradition, but I did not know what I was going to do. So I sat one day by the post office and I watched Barbadians walk past me continuously. And I said, well, people like things that are affordable, portable, yet still strong and informational-wise. And then the idea hit me, playing cards. And then I said, well, we put some information on it, Barbadian information. And then I had a meeting with a then business partner. And he said, Ravi, it needs something else. It needs a punchline. It needs something that will capture the Barbadian diaspora. And I kept, you know, mulling over it. And then I just realized people like Bajan Proverbs.
They do.
And from the time I came up with the idea, I just put pen to paper. It took me 2 weeks to get it off the ground, and from there it just blew up.
Wow, fantastic. So at what point do you collaborate? As creative director, at what point do you collaborate? Maybe you can tell us a little about the process now, where your graphic design skill comes in. And so far it's looking good.
Thank you very much. Well, basically he puts together all his information. He said, well, Laura, I have this idea, and it usually is a bit fuzzy, but I help to clear things up, straighten things out. It would go, you know, A first, B, and I communicate with him and say, well, I have several ideas. Which one are you feeling? Who are you trying to reach? You understand? Who do you want to sell to? And I focus on that and provide a product that, you know, would grab you.
Well, tell us a little more about who you do want to reach, because I'm imagining this isn't just for persons who live here in Barbados.
No. With the cards and the books, it can reach, the reach is far wide. Obviously, there are a lot of Barbadians living outside of Barbados, the diaspora within the UK, Canada, the US. And that's where we want to really target. We want to take our products outside of Barbados. We want to go regional too.
Yeah.
And Barbados has so much culture, so much history. And sometimes we kind of neglect it. I myself take it for granted sometimes. But from the response that I got when the cards came out and when the book was produced, a lot of people just went, I remember when my grandmother used to tell me this. And it brought back so much good memories. And one of the things that I realized too is that when persons purchase the book, the first thing they always go, my son or my daughter, my niece or my nephew, my mother would love this because this is something that they would enjoy.
Yep.
And we just don't want to create a product, sell it and make money. We want that our products make an impact on people, especially the psyche. A word search, you spend 5 to 10 minutes on a word search.
Yeah.
But if you can spend that time, and you circle words like generosity, love, care.
You might stop to think about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then at some point in time, within your day or your week, you will encounter a situation that may require you to use some of those words. And sometimes you just gotta like sit down and analyze that. People have short attention spans, but you gotta capture them in that space of time and just produce something positive.
I like that each of the items you've created would make for good coffee table gifts, you know, because
True, very true.
Yeah, people they're helping you to get that brain exercise, and at the same time you continue the learning process. So I think that's wonderful. As young people, you have great plans. So my next question would be, what is next for you?
Well, what is next? We are going into the schools from September. We have a very, very big project coming up. Let's just say that we are going to be producing memorabilia for all the secondary schools in Barbados. And we've approached quite a few principals, and they're very excited about it.
Right.
So these days, everybody is proud of their school. You know, some people are proud of Alexandra. They say that's the best school. Foundation, greatest school. Just a little biased.
Ever.
So we understand now this connection.
And there are also the Barbadians that live outside of Barbados. They actually have affiliations with the schools as well. So that's our next project that we're going to be going into the schools. But we're going to take the books as well into the schools a bit more because now with coming on to the end of the school year, there are a lot of graduations going on. So a lot of schools bought the books to put in the graduation packages. And from there, the churches have now gotten involved.
Yeah.
They've contacted and said, well, we love this book. It's something we can use in the Sunday school. So again, the biggest project for us now is just to go into the schools now because that's the next generation. And Barbados is at an inflection point. And there are a lot of distractions going on in society.
So don't get distracted.
No.
Stay focused.
Exactly.
I like it. So these make wonderful tools. They're all very helpful. Now, my thing about cards is I am going to say to you, maybe I'm hoping that sometime in the future, these cards are so wonderful and so filled with information, maybe you'll create a special box. Because that's been one of my challenges. You know, boxes kind of fall apart because if you're using them, you know, so maybe some special box that will add to the conversation
Noted.
at the coffee table. It's
Yeah.
noted. Go ahead. Well, I was going to ask you, how would you like to see people, I mean, we've talked about it, but how would you like to see people really utilize these tools?
Well, reality is these are, what would you say, some stressful times. And well, I'll draw a situation to you. The other day I walked in on a friend. She was on break, and she was using one of the books, the Bible word search book. She didn't know that I had designed it, but it was refreshing to see that after a long morning, she took some time to herself, and she was influenced by the positive words in the book. But it's not just a word search book. That's what's different about it, because you could circle random words, but then also in the book there are, you know, like quizzes.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
you learn, and there are facts in there that you could, you know, you think, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's teaching
Yeah,
as
it's
it
knowledge.
goes. All right, so final words, Ravi. Are you on social media? Tell persons how to find you quickly.
Yes, you can go on social media, Facts Barbados. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
You're everywhere.
Well, we don't think that we're everywhere, but yes.
Getting there.
Getting there.
Yeah.
There. And also, we are also affiliated with the Small Business Association.
Good stuff.
And that was a real great help for us.
Excellent. And we wish you continued success. Stay in touch with us here at Morning Barbados. Ravi Shankar, Creative Director of Facts Barbados, and Laura Skeete, the graphic designer. So she pulls it all together and presents it to you.